Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about when to harvest and how to harvest onions. So you want to harvest onions when they fall over. They would have been growing up like this and they fall over. But what you'll notice is that they don't fall over all at the same time. Often you'll have a few that are up and not falling over. Don't worry too much about it. Just let them all fall over. That's when you know that it's actually time. When this stem gets weak enough that they will fall, that's actually also when it's put most of that energy down to the bulb and it's cured enough that it's okay to harvest it. So just let them all, once they all fall, and some will fall earlier than others, but once they all fall, then it's time to take them out. And how to harvest? Really simple. You just pull them out of the ground. They're really not so hard to do at all. You just pull them on out, and that's what they are. Let's see if we can get down back in there. We interplanted here with some carrots, you can see. So I'll be a little bit more careful. But it's that simple. They just, at that time of year, they're sticking out. These were planted so that the soil was up over top of them. But at the time this year, that, you know, if you read books about it too, they'll talk about the shoulders poking up through the soil. We didn't pull that soil back or anything. That's just kind of naturally what happens as the season goes on. So the next step is to put these in a situation where the tops will dry down, but the bulbs won't get sunburnt. So once we get enough of these pulled, we'll give you a look at that as well. So we're pretty much done with the onion harvest, and I'm here with the big old pile of onions. Jen said it came out to, I think, almost somewhere around 83 pounds or so. And I'm now about to make the onion wreath. So here's how we stack them. Just to dry. I just put you'll see the importance of those later. It's not that big of a deal. They're not a must-have. The main concept is that the onions, as you stack them, they're going to form a circle, and the tops of ones, this is called shingling, and the tops of onions below cover the tops of onions above, if they have tops. You just make a circular onion wreath, as my friend Peter calls it. Pile of onions. Better leave ones for this corner. I didn't say this. The point of all this is, I should have said that earlier. The point of doing this is you don't want the onion bulbs to get sunburnt, but you want them to be out in the elements enough that they dry out. So you need a situation where they're covered but exposed. So we put them on this screen. It's actually a compost sifter. We put them on the screen so that water can drain down through. They're never going to be sitting in water, but they can sit out and be covered. Their tops will cover each other, so this is what keeps them from getting sun damage, because the tops are covering the next ones. And you can set them right out in the sun. You can set them wherever you want then at that point. You just build the wreath. You get more into that center? We're probably okay. How was you guys' day?
It was good. I read through and finalized through chapter 6 of the book.
Oh, awesome.
Which the first half of the book, the chapters are much longer than the latter half. It's like a pretty good chunk. I printed out the second, third of my book today to read through tomorrow.
Okay. Every now and then you'll get an onion that its neck won't fall over, and it'll be really stiff and straight like this, and it might even get a seed head. People call them all sorts of different things, but it's just an onion that decided to go to seed that year and use it right away because it won't last very long. It's telling itself that it's done. That's why it went to seed. So use it right away. And I should just keep that out. And so you can see now we're making this wreath around, and I just put that bar under there just so it's a little bit easier just to find, reach under, and put this next set in there, and I have another one under there that'll do the same thing, but it just makes it a little bit easier to hold that. Alright, so here we have the finished shingled onions. The bulbs are the last ones, fit underneath the tops of the first ones, and that's what covers them. You want to cover them so that they don't get sunburnt. If they get sunburnt, they will they'll rot a little bit faster, and you just leave them here, possibly even out in the sun and out in the elements. That's why you put them in this. If you have a little bit of a slightly shaded area, like an open air where they have plenty of airflow spot, you could put them there as well. But leave them here until the tops dry down, and then the roots will easily break off and the tops will easily clip off or even maybe pull off. And then you have onions, put them in your basket. You have onions that should keep for a good long time, especially if you have a variety that's a good keeper. Well, that's it for onions. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay open to growing.